DigiBlitz is a US-based company. We are a 7 years old organization based in Leesburg, Virginia, in Washington. And our president, Suresh Balabhishekhan, a very energetic, very youthful technocrat, is a trained enterprise architect from US. He gives consultancy to very many organizations, both private and government of US also. He will make a presentation on e-blitz for the government.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You might have seen a lot of events like this, service-oriented architecture and enterprise architecture happening all around the world, and how different the program is compared to the other programs. So the key is PTP, philosophy, theory, and practicality. There's always a disconnect between these three components. There are some work done in the philosophy, but some work done in the theoretical way, but some work done in the practical. Putting all the bits and pieces together is the key to the success. The way we innovate ourselves is towards making changes in the IT and business world by putting Indian scenario in the global world, not as a IT solutions providers, but also onto the product as well as into the enterprise architecture. This is the framework I was talking about. Most of the the learning and the training things that we do within DigiBlitz, we follow PTP. From philosophy, theory is being evolved. Anything that can be philosophically well understood and internalized can be theoretically well expressed in one or many ways. Anything that is theoretically well drafted can be implemented practically in one or many ways. Anything that is practically implemented successfully give birth to new philosophies. This presentation is just an introduction about our product. Our product is called eBlitz. It's an enterprise business integration platform which has been architected to provide a business integration solution. eBlitz is a platform which is built over a framework called Galaxy A. This framework is being built in-house by the DigiBlitz team, and it's based on the world's standard frameworks like Zachman, Federal Enterprise Architecture Framework, and DODAF, and also the commercial framework TOGAF. Our framework is not just only deriving the abstract component of the existing frameworks, but also we proved it, and we took all the way to the practical implementation of the framework using our product. This is our company's offering. We do strategy consulting, we are into product development, and we do business solutions, and then e-governance. Okay, the key solution is about business and IT component alignment and integration reduces the complexity and increases efficiency of e-governance. The goal of the government is to create value to the citizens. We all agree to that. Government doesn't exist if there is no service to the citizenship. So government exists for serving the citizen. So the goal is to serve the citizen, and the alignment, the complexity of the business and IT within the government departments increases the complexity and reduces the alignment between the IT and the core business people. That basically brings down the efficiency of the e-governance. So by increasing the alignment and better alignment and better integration between the departments and between the e-governance bits and pieces would increase the alignment on the business process side, which eventually going to increase the value of the service provided by the government to the citizens. So that's what our key motto is. Basically, we are working on a concept of integrated e-governance. Basically, bits and pieces of governance, the e-governance done across all IT departments of Indian government. We are under eBlitz, we will be able to integrate them into under one platform, so that the state and central governments work in harmony and share information without getting deeper into each other's bureaucratic regulations. In that way, the concept of unity in diversity is still retained within the federal model. States will still exercise their powers, not have to completely come out of their procedure to integrate with the central government. They follow their own rules, regulations, and their own governance structure. But at the same time, the central government will also get information from the state governments without getting into the bottleneck of regular bureaucratic process. That's how eBlitz is going to help a government. So this is how we sit on the totem pole. On top of enterprise application integration and ERP solutions, we are going one layer above, working on business integration, to integrate the existing IT components and business components. So these are the key features. Centralized and integrated e-governance, that's our core. So basically, integrating each and every e-governance initiative across all state and central departments and bringing them together so they start sharing information to create a centralized intelligence which government always look forward. Then increased, the third one is the reduced and controlled cost on projects through project portfolio management. Then data spread across all disparate systems are being profiled under one platform, so that the intelligence still retained at the central level, but still giving the independent operating the freedom of operation of individual state departments will still be retained, but the intelligence can be gathered on the top. Then new expansion and program initiatives by officials, so that the service to the country and citizens are improved. Most of by getting into integrated e-governance, the officials are going to love it. By they can focus now more on the programs which they want to implement successfully, because the operating problems are not going to hold them back. They're going to get help from across the departments, both central and state, to make their program highly successful. Then international standards, we have built-in international security standard capabilities. So that's what government implementation always look forward. So we are our architecture is completely secured with international standards. And we have a risk management component which is based on Basel II compliance. These are some of our customers. This is our product suite. Basically, eBlitz Live is our core component based on the Galaxy as our framework. And on top of it, we are building capabilities with bits and pieces of products on top of it, which would serve the needs of individual customers. The verticals are individual states, and these are various departments and their e-governance initiatives. We have to understand that e-governance is not new for India. It is already there. The only thing is there are a lot of initiatives going on across all the states, but only problem is the e-governance, what we understand from Indian perspective is whatever we have done is only an IT process automation, not actually complete e-governance. We are going towards complete e-governance, but we are not yet there because we are still lagging behind Western world in terms of making the e-governance a complete process. But again, the advantage we have is because of our federal system, which is very much similar to the US, and in the US they have done, they have done a lot of work already. All we got to do is understand it and modify and apply to our own government. So that's how I personally took interest in training myself and on Federal Enterprise Architecture Framework, FEAF, by the US government, and then DODAF, Department of Defense framework. So what I see is similarity. It's almost the same. We have central government system, which is federated model. Um, so basically, each and every state departments and district departments implementing their e-governance. Again, it all desperate. So within the state, there are tourism department, there are education, police, healthcare, and the state too, there are departments. Each one are having their own e-governance program. They are implementing under their own IT implementation department. Now, see the top, these guys. These are the central, government, the federal government guys. The raw NISG, CBI, FAA, who needs a lot of intelligence within the country and even across the country. The defense, infrastructure and development, communication, IT, ISRO, revenue, tourism. All these agencies work on the central level, but they need the support from the state. They have to get information shared across the states and shared with the central government. So for that, the e-governance that we are talking about should not just be e-governance serving the local people's need, but also an integrated way by which they also share information to the other pieces of e-governance structures within India through the centralized integrated e-governance. So that's where e-blitz is going to help. I can come with a very simple scenario to explain what exactly we do. Say national security and intelligence. Let's take this as an example. We have state 1 and state 2. Say he's a criminal with a criminal record. He is in state 1 having his profile as profile 1. He may be in the records of our state health department. He would be in the records of telecom. He would be in the records of police. He would be in the records of legal departments. And then he might be in the state IT department's profile. Then he does things, and then if police is behind him, then he migrates from one state to the other state. Then he gets to a new profile, probably in the name of by changing the name and creating some records. Then again he gets into the local records of that particular state. Now the central government, which is studying the central intelligence profile of this person, is almost nothing, because it will take years unless they request, and it goes via a traditional way. The gathering of information of a person from across the state, it's kind of a Himalayan task. So it's kind of even the defense and central intelligence and other central departments to gather a profile of a person at the central level. It's a very tough task. Under integrated e-governance, what's going to happen is, right now, thankful to all existing IT service providers in India, big giants like Wipro, Infosys, TCS, they're all working hard to put bits and pieces of e-governance for every state and central departments. Now, what's eventually have to happen is, each e-governance should start integrating with each other under the state IT governance, and then on the central level, they share information with the central integrated centralized governance structure, so that any profile, profile of a person coming from one state to other state will be mixed and matched with all these profiles have been converged under one centralized profile under the integrated e-governance structure, which is readily available for the central agencies like NSG or FIA or CBI to be able to track a person anywhere in the country. Yes.
At this particular scale, does this not put excessive pressure on a central infrastructure on the central government's part? When there is an efficient system in this stage, why would you need a centralized system where you need to put in so much of infrastructure? If you need any information, you go to the state and ask them. What's the big deal when you have a good system?
Yeah, basically it's when it comes to the state, what we are proposing is, it's not about the state. yeah, states are going to continue with their program efficiently within their governance structure. But what we are saying is we just centralized structure only needs information. Okay, it's not about infrastructure, putting a lot of infrastructure need may not be here. It's just about putting a process. It's all about process. It's not about too much of technology thing. You may not even need a lot of technology infrastructure. It's about the process, putting the process under one umbrella so that the information sharing will be much more efficient.